You're on everything else. There you go. Now, once one of those cameras comes up, then you can go live.
You need to come over here and get up. You need to come over here every day and get on this live stream.
There you go.
So they can see how you.
I'm trying to stay far away from that thing.
Why?
Oh, this is it.
So I've recorded for the remainder of the day. Everything's already in the system. I put it all in there. Is that a beautiful thing? All right. All right, you guys. Everybody have a good one.
All right, you too.
So you're back there in the morning?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I pre-recorded, so it's already in the system.
For what time?
For 12, 1, 2, until 6.
Oh, you got them all day?
Yeah, they told me to put it in.
Okay, cool.
Yes, ma'am. Uh-huh. Tell the truth. But Professor Walker just texted me and told me to record me. Because I just got that. Okay. What time? 2 to 6? She's doing 2 to 6. Okay. Well, I was already. Professor, I'm just going off of what I'm getting. Yeah, you would. Okay, they're in there. You can just take them out. All right, you need anything from me? Okay. No. All right, call me if you need me.
All right, smooth.
Smooth. I'm not as smooth as
Yeah, you're right. You're smooth.
Oh, stop it.
Okay, you're right. There he is.
Master.
Okay.
That voice.
I got it from the master.
That voice, I hear that voice.
And he's back.
Long time no see. Good to
How
see
you
you.
doing? Good to see you.
Good. I'm doing good. I'm gonna listen to you on air.
All right.
You is about to be on the television.
Oh, I think
it's
Ernest told me. Y'all got cameras now?
Give me that, good. That's right here.
No.
Sir.
You know you're this television. I don't know what's going to happen here.
No, they're going to see you live.
They going to see me
They're
live?
going to be on Facebook Live. I'm getting ready to set you up.
Can you do? Oh, you can do all that?
Here.
Oh, you gotta. I gotta have a red bottom. You can't do
You know how I can do that? Okay, let me make sure this is right.
They gonna say, what's that?
And you going to be
Oh, we gonna be on Facebook, huh?
Facebook Live, though.
Facebook Live, huh?
Facebook and Twitter.
And Twitter Live? Uh-oh.
Now, I am. Oh, yeah, there you are.
See if you can find.
There you are.
Oh, you got it?
Yes. Now, is Jalen coming?
Yeah, he'll be here.
Okay, now, I'm going to have you and Jalen. Because then
Oh,
this
he-
will hit both of y'all.
He gonna get a stick out of here.
Yeah.
He gonna put me out. I say, yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, you can't go on radio. You can't go online.
Okay.
Oh, good. I'll be able to post this on Facebook. I can repost it, huh?
Yeah, you can. Go to KTSU and repost it.
And
on
repost
your, yes. Now, also, what this does is, I'm going to sit here and read all the comments off of Facebook.
Okay.
So they're going to be commenting on Facebook, because the minute I hit live,
Yeah.
everybody who likes KTSU, they're going to see us alive.
Okay.
Show going on that day.
Okay.
And I said, I've already hosted. I said, welcome to the shift with your host, Dr. Ed Montgomery. Feel free to comment and we will read them live on the air. Your name will not be announced. Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening.
Oh, well, here we go. How you feeling? Feeling better?
Yes, I am. I'm so sick.
I know you would. What has been going on in the world?
I know, it's getting,
At least he stopped us. He gave everybody their check back.
you know what, though? I'm like, he gonna shut it down again.
Think he is?
Did you miss me?
Yes! And he got
He missed me
headphones
long.
too!
Well, look, I had to go borrow them from, I was proactive. I got them from Ernest's sister.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you got some? Oh, those are not yours.
These not mine. I forget mine. Well, mine don't have the end that I need. That little jack.
Just go to Best Buy.
And get that little, this little part.
Yeah. Now, I need to come over here so you can see Dr. Ed.
She gonna tell you.
No, Dr. Ed, sit like you were sitting.
Okay, I'm sitting.
Oh. What?
John
got
Yeah, we done got real high tech, okay? Look at him. Gonna be talking into it.
Wow.
Now, that's
Keep
just
your
when
shades
we're
on.
focusing on
Shades.
him. So when I come to you,
Yeah, keep your shades
when I
on.
come to you, you're gonna be right there and you'll still be able to see.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So you gotta be nice now.
Look at the technology.
KTSU,
So you gotta be nice.
Yes, I was looking for Mr. Ernest.
I gotta come in here looking like something now.
his number is 713.
I gotta come in here looking like something now.
313.
This is all.
Hold on.
My friend had Nancy Pelosi on his flight this morning from Boston. From Boston to
313.
1021.
From
and
Boston
that's his
to,
assistant,
DC.
Miss
On
Angel.
Southwest?
She'll be able to.
on Southwest.
Oh, that's right. 'Cause they don't let her fly.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a great day.
So what did he say? Did he talk to her? Did he say hello to her?
He said he told her thank you for standing up and stuff, and she was just like, he said she was so nice. He said Nancy Pelosi is so nice. She was on his flight this morning from Boston to.
Baby, they should have bowed down to that
She
woman.
let me
You
tell you
gotta say
something.
something. You gotta say. You gotta. Can you tell it on there?
Oh, I can tell that.
Okay.
Well, she you know, he threw his tantrum and like, okay, since he told her
She couldn't take
you couldn't take your
her
flight,
trip.
so she got him back and said, well, guess what? You're not going to do State of the Union.
Right.
Since the government
No,
shut
it
down.
was State of the Union that she said no.
Yeah, she said no to
Then
it.
he came back
'Cause
and
they had
said,
to do
well,
that
you
in the
can't take your
House, right?
flight.
But I didn't know that she had control of
She
the State of the Union.
No, she controls everything. And
See, I did
that's
not know
what-
that. I
That's
did not
what
know
the
that.
Speaker of the House runs it.
I did not know that.
That's
do
what
that.
he don't understand.
Well, he understands it now.
Jalen,
But
fix
see,
your mic. I need
if
you
something
to be
happens to the
stationary.
president,
Come over this way. Come up.
Right
that
here?
way. So that way we can see.
Oh, this the camera.
Yeah.
Right here. Oh,
oh,
wow.
it's right on you. It's gonna get every one of your
Let's go get
awards.
everything. Okay, let me see. I didn't
Now,
realize she
even
had that
when
much
we take a
control.
break, even when we take a break,
We
y'all,
on.
We're still
we're
on.
still on.
Remember, you're on for an hour. That's the way I think.
Oh, okay.
I think in my life, I'm on camera.
Cameras
Everywhere I
on.
go.
Cameras on. Okay.
Isn't that, you know what, that's a good way to look at it, though.
But,
What you just said.
Cameras on.
yeah, I'm on camera every minute of my life.
It's a lot. There's a lot going on.
It is.
You know, Michael Jackson, and now they've done this.
I think that is so ridiculous.
Everybody's mad about it.
About what?
Now they're doing this thing called Leaving Neverland. Those two guys that accused him, who were found to be liars, but now they're doing this documentary like they did on R. Kelly, something just like it, but against Michael Jackson. And the Sundance Theater,
And he's dead.
they previewed it at the Sundance Film Theater, Film Fest, and they got a standing ovation.
Who got a standing ovation?
The film against Michael Jackson.
That's crazy.
America's becoming too sensitive. That's one of the topics too.
America is becoming very racist.
Everything is shaming. Everything in America now is shaming.
And racism.
Shaming. Yep.
Now, what we gonna do? Your topic. Remember your topic?
Today?
No, for the series.
That whole that whole topic is we're raising our consciousness. There's a lot of things going on in our world. You just said it. Shame that's separating our world and separating people, race, gender, color, economic backgrounds, all of these different things. And our goal is to rise up to a higher level of consciousness, to shift to a whole nother level so that we can begin to bring about some kind of unity in our country,
right,
in our nation. And it begins in our neighborhoods, in our community. And we are the community.
To segue to when we start getting to government, one of the things is Obama's administration showed us one thing, and it was the down low racism that America still has, that we thought we had overcome.
No, it's more blatant now.
It's very blatant.
Yep. Coming straight at you.
And now it's not, and now, you know who's trying to call racism now? Who's trying to pull the card now?
Who?
Not us anymore. White people. They pulling the card everywhere they go.
What's the call?
Discrimination.
Against what?
Them.
Against them doing what?
Whatever.
What do we do to them?
It's whatever. Like, I mean, on the plane, I see that they're just ready. They want me to say anything so they can come back with a lawsuit on Southwest. They ready. It's reverse discrimination.
Reverse discrimination?
Reverse discrimination. They're considered the minority now, so now they can pull the card. So who can view this?
Everybody who's on you follow us on KTSU 90.9 on Facebook and Twitter. Everybody.
Oh wow! I need to tell Mother. Hold on, let me see.
And we'll be able to share it. Yeah.
Yeah, you can share it.
We'll be able to share it, on the page.
Tell her to go on her computer. Go on your computer.
Or on her phone. If she's following KTSU, the Facebook page, she should get it.
Yep, that Nancy Pelosi cutting up.
Well, you do know if something happened to the president and the
Is she
vice
the one
president don't take it, it's her.
It's her, right.
Yes, it is.
And she know it. That's why the Speaker of the House is so powerful. So if they were to impeach him, and he got thrown out of office.
And then you got that crazy Pence.
And you got Pence.
Well, he worse. He's worse.
Wait, yes, he is. The evangelicals are just waiting.
Is that air coming through?
The door is open.
I'm going to turn them off.
It's pretty cold in those hallways. He's pretty. Pence is the one that forced those girls to get those vaccinations. Those HPV vaccinations.
Oh, really?
He's the one.
HPV vaccination.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tell you something. You know what? I'm going to tell you something. I was against that when that first came out because my daughters were young. KTSU? Hello? Hello?
But now it's so prevalent. That HPV thing is prevalent. And so many girls have HPV and don't know it.
What is it? That deals with
It turns into cancer.
The cervical?
I think it is. What is this? Human papilloma virus.
Yeah.
Yeah, and with the diseases that's going around now in their age group, I'm so glad I did it. Seriously. I was mad at her. How you gonna tell me what to do about? How you gonna tell? But I'm so glad I did.
Let me tell you this.
What?
R. Kelly back in there now. FBI right now, he's all over the world now. FBI investigates Azriel Clary, her flight when she was a minor with him. He took a flight with her when she was, how old was she? 15? Wait a minute. She was,
here, ain't it?
she was 17 at the time before.
Can you just give me the name, please? Okay, sometimes that happens. Can you just give me the name? Ooh, I gotta go. I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't do that. Ugh. Why is it so hard for people that work under you? You ask them a question. All you do is answer. But then you get all of this feedback.
On a bunch of other peripheral stuff, yeah.
That has nothing. I gave you this a year ago. Okay, you might have. Well, can you give it to me again? You don't value. I'm kidding.
Hey,
Good morning. Good morning.
good morning.
Huh?
Oh, boss in here, huh?
How you doing, sir?
What's happening, boss?
I did a facial to come in here today.
We all got to do facials to come in here today now.
I'm good. You all right?
What you think about R. Kelly?
Oh, Lord.
Hey, what are they doing to him now?
There's a witch hunt on him. He's gonna get it. He's gonna get it.
What's
It's
your
gonna be a
song,
problem.
Doctor? What's your song?
They're gonna get
Ain't no
him.
mind. What is it now? They ain't no mind.
Yeah,
What was it?
They're gonna.
If you need me, call
They're gonna
me.
get 'em,
No matter where you are. That's ain't no
Marvin Gaye
mind.
and
Me Too has changed the way that it, because you know that
For my
original
indie-
video came out
indie
10 years ago.
Song.
Mm-hmm.
But they're gonna get him now.
We get ready to leave.
Yeah.
They're gonna get him. He can count his days. He can count his days.
Yeah, but they trying to tell us not to sing all the songs. Yeah, how we gonna go through life with, I believe I ain't no more. I believe I can fly.
I look to you.
I look
All of
to
those
you.
songs.
I know.
He's written so many.
So, are they saying all the songs he's written?
Yes.
Or all
They're
the
pulling
songs?
everything
They won't
from
pull even what
streaming.
he's written.
That's what I said. Because if he wrote them, he still gets money.
Yeah, but
I went to
Yeah,
this
yeah.
restaurant yesterday. You know,
Jalen
Neo.
gave me. Jalen, you gonna bring this up on there?
Yeah, the Neo part. We were at a restaurant yesterday, and so R. Kelly's playing on the radio, Bump and Grind on some song, and so my friends was like, "That's R. Kelly," and I didn't even realize who it was. So then again, 20 minutes later, R. Kelly. So all of a sudden, when the waitress comes up, my friend says, "Hey, do you support R. Kelly or whatever?" She said, "Yeah, I like his music." Da da da. And so he was like, "After everything, you still support him?" And she said to him, "Yeah, there's a difference between." She says, "I support R. Kelly, not Robert." She said, "Robert is a different person from R. Kelly."
Who said this?
This is a waitress. And so she's saying that personalities are different, like Bill Cosby and Cliff Huxtable. Those are two different people.
Mm-hmm.
These are, because what do? Those are brands. Those are things that they build.
That's right.
Those are icons. That's not the real person. Now, see,
She said, "I
nobody
support
brought
R.
that up.
Kelly, not Robert." She
It's
said,
Ain't No Mountain High Enough.
Yeah.
"Robert is the one that's
That's what-
doing the."
Man, it's freezing in
Yes,
It
it
is
is.
cold. I'm glad I brought my sweater.
No.
Oh. We need to see if they can
Yeah.
do something about that. Man, that's freezing. Yeah, that
I'm
R.
glad you're
Kelly's.
in
Huh?
I'm glad you're in here.
The situated?
I believe so. I got the cameras. I got the. Because I'm
One thing I
going.
bet not say I believe I can
Hold
fly.
on.
I'm going on.
I Believe I Can Fly is one of his
The
songs.
one that's on, we can't sing.
Somebody
That means
missed
Yolanda.
it.
They can't play
Somebody-
Yolanda. Gerald verse.
But they sing it together,
You
don't
should
they?
see this one. This
You
one's
can't play
all
that.
down there. It
That's
goes
off
crazy.
the table.
Yeah, she sung that one with him.
And Whitney's I Look to You, right?
I Look to You as Whitney.
Oh, that's cool. We can't sing that song no more.
That was her last song.
I
Yeah,
look
that's
to
what I wanted to
you.
start.
We can't sing that no more.
When all my faith is gone, it's in you I can't hold on.
Oh my Lord.
Is it live?
So if somebody do it in church, we got to say, no, stop right there now.
Right.
We can't have that song here in church because Robert did. No, Robert did.
R. Kelly did it.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Y'all heard about Blue Flu, huh?
What's the blue flu? I probably had.
All the TSA is going to call off tomorrow
Well, they
on the
should.
day of the State of the Union.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I don't blame him. I sure would.
Blue
I would
Flu.
want to hear nothing you have to say.
I'm like, I'm gonna be stuck here in Houston, so I won't be mad because I start my trip tomorrow.
What trip?
My work trip.
Oh, you start tomorrow?
When they're doing Blue Flu, so we will see. It's gonna just delay everything. If enough of them don't come, they're gonna have to shut down airports. I said they should have did it at the Super Bowl. That's when you send a message.
Well, it's gonna get cold tomorrow anyway. 75% country. Saw that? Did you see that?
Yeah, it is.
It's gonna get cold.
It's gonna get cold. You know, it's already 15 to 20 degrees below zero up in Chicago.
My sister lives there, and
Really?
she was like, "I can't believe it." So
Milwaukee was like -12 when I was there. Milwaukee
It's
and
negative 12. I remember. I can't quite remember it.
Minneapolis gets
in Ohio,
Minneapolis
it was
gets
cold,
the
but
worst.
Not like that.
I think Minneapolis gets the worst.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
what my
exactly.
Oh, Minneapolis gets the
my
worst.
sister lived there.
Yes, that's the worst.
Yeah, my sister lived there.
Hunter wife lived there. Look, everybody now, that's the thing. When you ask somebody if they married, you got to say, you got to ask who they're married to now.
In here, and now the queue is coming out of that box. I don't.
Turn them keys on.
We have 4 minutes. Doing makeup on.
Oh, before I go into that
Sign
one.
off your face.
Oh, I want you to think about this one because I'm bringing up people talking about closure.
Charles, come here.
What is
Somebody
closure?
put
When
the
people say I
key
need
in.
closures in relationship, what is closure?
very loud.
How do you get it?
Oh, now that's a good topic right there.
You want to hold that one then?
No, you can go ahead. I mean,
Everybody's
what
talking about
happened is,
closure.
Those are the things that are trending
Get
because
closer to the
Listen
mic.
to this. Okay,
Bill.
listen to
because
this.
we're
Okay.
asking you what's trending, and so you,
That's a good
Right here.
spot. Okay, which one did you
your
use?
job is to tell us.
And why was it coming from here?
Yeah, your job is to tell us what's trending.
The closure right
That's what I
there.
keep talking about.
Let's see.
I need to ask her, but we still got 2 minutes.
Your turn.
Yes,
So-
that's me. I'm coming
So
on.
we're gonna go live? When you wanna go live?
You can start going live now. Y'all ready?
I'm always ready.
Because the
Ernest,
cameras are gonna be on y'all, not
Mr.
me.
Walker always knows I'm on camera every minute of my life, so I know I'm on camera.
All right now.
It don't matter. Did you see Dr. Montgomery? Well, Dr. Montgomery knows wherever he was because he knows you saw it because he's on
It's on
camera.
Saturday and Sunday, whenever he.
So, oh, you already went.
Marcus D.
live.
Wiley is doing
Well, I did.
a pastor's
I
thing
was
today.
live,
isn't
but I
he?
wasn't.
You live on the other platforms already.
Oh, okay.
At the Houston
Yeah,
Improv.
you
What is the
already
Houston
live.
Improv?
Comedy Club.
It's a comedy club.
Yeah, you live.
Is it big?
Okay.
It's in Katy, right there off
You
of
live on the other platforms.
I-10 where 610 meets. Right? Isn't that improv?
It's
Yeah.
on I-10.
Okay,
It's on
I-10 and Silver.
And Katie Mills. Yeah.
No, not KTSU.
I-10 and Silver, right there.
Silver?
Silver, right where 610 turns into
So
I-10.
Charles, for operations manager.
Okay.
He's doing it tonight?
It's for pastors on. I can't go.
It's for pastors only.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
I don't know, Jay.
Y'all live.
You don't know?
Live.
We're live. Whatever it is, we're live.
Charles, you need to send that out ASAP.
I will. So if I get home. And
Yes,
see
sir.
this blue light right here?
What blue light?
I want you to see right here.
Where's your hand?
Well, right, it's straight up, right here, looking straight at you. So that's your camera.
He just went right in the camera.
Yep.
Well, all right.
That's it.
And I'll be able to share this on our Facebook later, right?
Yes, you can.
Be able to share it, and which I'm already on. I already know.
Baby
that.
girl, come here.
See?
That's on ALC's?
So KTSU live.
KTSU Live. And That way I can keep up with my time here. We're on live.
KTSUradio.org.
Next to me.
Is it .org?
Is it .org? KTSU.com.
.com. Okay.
KTSUradio.com.
Okay.
We're
There
on
it
night.
is.
That we're on night. See?
On the beautiful days.
I can show you when you show.
713-313-4354.
4354.
Okay. There we go.
Okay.
See, they're able to see behind the
we can
scenes.
share it live. We go to search KTSU right there.
Mm-hmm.
So search KTSU.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. Oh, not that one? This one?
Yeah. And you're already live.
Oh, wow.
Right there. And you can share that.
How can you share it? What do you do?
Go back to it.
We just hit the share button.
Yeah.
Oh, share. Okay. So just share a link or share a
Right.
But you have to copy the link first.
right post?
Yeah.
Post.
Yeah.
Okay. Mother time I look for what? I don't know how to tell her to look
Oh,
for
she
it.
said look for what?
What do I tell her? How do I tell her to look for it? You know she's not technologically savvy.
So you just shared it to your
Donna.
page.
Okay.
Donna.
Donna. Someone get Donna's attention.
What you need?
Attention. It's there.
I'm taking it out because we can already start the show.
I just said it.
I needed to be in there before then.
Okay, all right, then that's fine.
Did she get it?
I'm trying to tell her now.
What did
tell
you
her
do?
click on this link. Click on this link.
Because we're already live, so she ought to be able to see this.
See, you guys ready?
Yeah, we're already on live.
All right.
Did the show start yet? Hello, I'm Ed Montgomery. Welcome to the shift. Oh, we have been off for a while, but we are now back, and we've got a brand new 13 weeks to play with. And I'm talking about we are going to have a good time. What if you were able to change things that are around you? I know you said, what are you talking about? I hear those kind of things all the time. I'm talking about whether it's changing politics, whether it's changing neighborhood, whether it's to change the kind of friends that are around you. I think all of us would like to, not change all of them, but just change a few of them in this brand new 2019. What could we get out of toxic situations, toxic relationships? All of these things are going on. This is what we're going to focus on. How can we change our mindset about work, about jobs? Do we work at the same corporations that we're in? What do we do with getting second jobs or other things that are going to make us money? You know, we can't completely retire, if at all, on just the regular salary that we have right now, the job that we work from 9 to 5. Maybe it's something else that we need to do. We're going to talk about things like that. All this entire season is going to be about shift. You know, if you don't shift the thinking that got you into the problem, then, or if you don't shift the mindset of the thinking that got you into the problem, then you're going to stay in the problem. So once we make the mental shift, then we can change our lives and change the things that are around us. So I'm so really glad about this season. While I was off, I was looking at all of the things that were going on. Oh my goodness, we had the shutdown, we had cold weather, all of these things were going on, and I said, oh my goodness, I'm going to talk to the listeners, I'm going to talk to the stars of this show, because you are the caller, you are the stars of the shift. and I'm looking forward to talking to you later on in the show as we open up our phone lines in about 10 or 15 minutes and just talk about some things. So get ready. Make sure you can always call us at 713-313-4354, 713-313-4354, and you can always reach me and get a message to me at edmontgomery.net. I would love to hear from you. And we've got something new. We are live on Facebook. So if you go to KTSUradio.com, you can see us live on Facebook. But I've got my co-host. My co-host returned. He showed up.
I'm here.
He came. I was surprised. But our co-host is here, so you'll get a chance to just chew on him no matter what he does. Jalen Cornell.
How are you?
I'm doing great.
Happy New Year.
You caught a plane and got here, right?
I did.
Well, one of the things Jalen does all the time is he lets us know what's trending and what's going on in the world. Today, we're going to probably deal with, I say probably because I don't know. Today, this is a brand new year, a brand new beginning. And I know most of you don't make any New Year's resolutions. We all, we don't. Resolutions is a kind of an old thing, Jalen. I think what we have to do is, try to keep a path and stay on that path every year, no matter what.
All right.
But 2019 is a time we can at least say, hey, this is something I want to do. I want to do something different this year. I want to try something new this year. So that's what we're looking forward to in 2019. And I want to hear what our callers want to talk about this year, because that's what's important. But in the meantime, the government has reopened all these different things. Jalen, tell me, what is going on?
So much. We had a lot of news going on. One of the things that I found was funny, lawmaker Antonio Parkinson in Memphis, Tennessee, is trying to create a bill on school dress codes.
What do you mean school dress codes?
The way that parents pick up their children from school.
You mean the dress code for the child?
The dress code for the parents.
The way in other words, how the parent looks.
How the parents are looking.
The parent is in the car.
No, they're picking up their children in tank tops and tattoos that are just offensive and all sorts of things. And he's saying it's becoming too much.
Oh, that's going to be fun.
So he's creating a dress code.
For the parents.
For the parents.
That's going to be fun.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see the outcome of that.
No rolling out of bed and just saying, I'll go pick you up.
Yeah, flip-flops. Flips. Okay.
Something else I thought was funny was, do you know the number one drink that a flight attendant hates for you to order?
No, what is it?
Any kind of diet soda. Because the bubbles, it takes forever to pour the drink. And so this one flight attendant is on this news journal, and he's saying it's just too much. He hates to pour any diet drink.
Why?
Because of the time that it takes to pour it.
You mean to tell me diet drink bubbles do not dissipate fast? Wait a minute.
Something with altitude. I don't know what that is.
Okay, so you're telling me that regular Coke,
Mm-hmm.
I just do a brand name, I'll see if I can get Coke too. A regular drink, the bubbles dissipate faster than a diet drink.
They do.
I didn't know that.
It's kind of weird.
So the next time I'm flying, just tell them, I want a Diet Coke.
Yeah, I want 3 of them.
Okay.
You'll make somebody mad. Along with that, one of my friends, he was excited because Nancy Pelosi was on one of his flights.
See, oh, by the way, Jalen gets dropped off by his flight company. He flies.
My private plane.
Yeah. His own planes. And so when they're not flying him all over the world, he gets a chance to do his shift. So
Yeah, most people commute in a car. I commute on a plane.
You commute on a plane.
I commute on a plane.
So your friend on his shift was Nancy Pelosi was on his flight?
From Boston to Washington, D.C. today.
What did he say to her? What did he get out?
He was stoked. He was just, he told her, thank you for everything that you're doing. And he just said all he could do was bow. And he said she was so friendly and warm and kind. And he was just, he was floored.
Really?
He was floored.
She didn't tell him. She didn't give him any.
No, one of our friends said, go over there and ask her what's going on.
Well, she's not going to tell that.
Nah, she won't tell that.
Being the Speaker of the House, I don't know if people know that or not, but she is just 2 heartbeats away from the presidency.
Wow.
There's the president, then there's the vice president, and after that, if for some reason they're not able to fulfill their duties, then it's the Speaker of the House. That's why that position of Speaker of the House is so powerful.
You know, they say most Americans don't understand American government. And I mean, to be honest with you, I didn't know the level of power she had myself until you were bringing it up earlier. But most Americans don't understand the government.
Now, Paul Ryan was the previous Speaker of the House.
Right.
And the one before him was John Boehner.
See, I don't remember Boehner.
You don't remember John?
I remember the name, but I don't remember the
He sells
person.
marijuana.
He did what?
He sells marijuana.
Is that why he left?
I don't know why he left, but he does. I was listening to the radio. Listen, when I say he sells marijuana, I'm not talking about John Boehner standing on the streets of it.
Right.
What I'm talking about,
A dispensary.
They do a lot of webinars about how to get into the cannabis business, and John Boehner is one of the main speakers for the cannabis industry. So this is not me saying this. I'm listening to a radio commercial. So join us with John Boehner. He's going to be the former Speaker of the House talking about cannabis.
We already have a caller that wants to join us.
Hello, caller. You're live. What's on your mind? We're going to take you early. What's going on? No, what happened was we were talking about the Speaker of the House. And then the Speaker of the House, which is Nancy Pelosi, and the previous one, Paul Ryan, and the one before that was John Boehner. And John Boehner was on the radio because John Boehner does webinars on cannabis. That's how that conversation degraded. Why? Did you want to talk about cannabis? What is that? The cannabis? Oh, you're telling me something new. Now, I didn't know about, I'm sure cannabis would have penny stocks. You're kidding me. Oh. See, that's what I was talking about. That's the kind of stuff that John Boehner is doing, helping people to understand that business. I was reading up on it, and a lot of minorities are not able to break through in that particular industry, even though they've been a part of that industry, and still is a part of that industry, but they had not been able to get up. But this is the first time I've heard about penny stocks. Listen, thank you for the information. I'm sure there are a lot of people out there. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
And we have another caller.
Hello, caller. You're on the air live.
We lost them.
You know, when they call, I want to know their name. I want to know their name and the name of the caller.
Hi, Doc.
You know what?
Yes.
Donna was not going to let me get away. See, I knew she was over there, but I forgot to ask her just whether she was going to talk to me on the air.
No.
No. I was waiting.
waiting. I just came on to say this. You don't have to call in. You can join us on Facebook Live or Twitter. This show is airing live on our Facebook and Twitter, which is KTSU 90.9. Mm-hmm. And then you can
what's the Facebook address? Is it KTSU?
KTSU 90.9.
Not .com. That's
KTSU 90.9.
On Facebook.
On Facebook and Twitter. We're live.
We're live on Twitter.
Yes, and Facebook. Yes.
So that means all they got to do is go on Facebook. They can type to us and talk to us. And
whatever you want, the Doc.
They can talk to us live.
Absolutely. That's why I came over.
Oh, wow.
Okay, guys. Bye.
You know, going back to the last caller, I have a coworker who took some of his 401k out and put it in cannabis, and he actually went up like $150,000, and he only put $1,500 in. And as it is legalized across the country, it's going up and up and up.
This is a multiple billion-dollar industry, cannabis, and like the caller said, are you all talking about cannabis? For a moment, I hesitated, and normally I don't hesitate on any subject. And they said on cannabis, I hesitated. I said I don't want to, talk about cannabis, but there is a lot of money involved.
I need to check those penny stocks she was talking
penny
about.
stocks, and I'm sure there's a lot of some of our people that are listening saying, you know, forget all the rest of that. I need to make me some money because I work for the government and they took my check.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of
which,
checks,
there's something going out right now called Blue Flu, and it's supposed to take place on tomorrow, January 29th.
What is Blue Flu?
It's where the TSA workers are going to call off sick because, you know, when you work for government, you can't take a strike. So they're saying.
Now, do you know this for a fact, or is this something?
That's what I was going to ask,
It's
Doctor.
going
How do you
across.
know this, Jalen?
You know, how do you know?
I am in
How do you
aviation.
know?
I have some little, you know, I know some things.
You know things. You seem to know things.
I know some
that
things.
many of us don't know.
I know some things in aviation. Somebody else is on the line. Caller.
Hello, caller. You're on the air. How are you? What's on your mind? Doing excellent. Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
And they were like, oh, we not seeing this and that. Let me tell you, brother, Comrade, this down and Brother Jay.
Mm-hmm.
In the book of Matthew, 25th verse, 25th chapter, 14 and the 30th verse, it talks about a challenge that God gives everybody.
Okay.
Man, with that challenge y'all got over there, on the queue. We've been in the community a long time.
Uh-huh.
And Donna, the work she's doing, man, look here, y'all stop. Y'all got to give. You don't need nothing because what y'all give. Just like today, you're talking about how to enhance our community the right way. You know, like you said, a lot of us involved in it, but
Right.
if it's not the right way, or they look at it the illegal way.
Mm-hmm.
But now you're trying to teach, and it gets back to the education.
Yep, that's
So
right.
I enjoy y'all. I enjoy Miss Donna because she introduced me and the wife to a good friend of ours. Now we call her every chance we get it, and you know, the Teresa Grace, man, she introduced us
That's
to
fantastic.
her,
Mhm.
and we call her when we get a chance.
Mm-hmm.
But you've been an instrument in this community a long time. You know you have.
You're going to make me sound too old over here, so.
No. It's been around. You know, all of y'all.
Thank you.
Keep raising him right. Keep teaching him.
Don't worry, we will. We're gonna raise him right. Yeah, we're raising him right. So, listen.
You said,
She can hear every word you say. She hears every word you say.
I'm right here, and I thank you. I thank you so much, and understand this. I love you so much. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate it.
and you know what? When we met at 4224,
4212.
you told me and the wife.
See? And it still remains the same, okay?
And you
Nothing
keep treating
has
your
changed.
wife right now. Make sure you keep
Yes.
treating her right. So, because we're gonna do a show. We're gonna do a show on relationships. So you make sure you treat her right. All right.
Thank you, sir. We
All
appreciate
right.
you listening.
Thank you so much. Thank you. That's good.
Raise me right.
Yeah, we're gonna raise you right.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna
you in training.
I'm not gonna forget that statement.
I like that.
Every time you get in trouble. What else you got trending?
So we were talking about the blue flu. So TSA workers are supposedly going to call off sick on the day of the State of the Union, which is tomorrow.
Okay.
So, you know, there was some back and forth with Nancy Pelosi and the president. He stopped her flight travel. She
Right.
said, okay, if you don't open up the government, you won't be able to take center stage for what you want most, which is to get the attention that you seek on the State of the Union.
That's not what she said.
Well, in so many words, you know. She was just saying
What
that.
you think she said?
Yeah, she was sending a message that was strong because, you know, he wants airtime. That's what it seems that he likes. Any negative press, it drives him crazy. Apparently, from his Twitter.
Can you believe we're saying this about the president of the United States?
Yeah, I know.
There's something about that that just bothers me that we have to be saying that we're saying those things like this about the President of the United States. So, no, speaking of the President of the United States, you had something on President Obama. Something that, what was it you were telling me?
Well, there are a lot of people now. They're called influencers, and they're the people that you see. They tweet stuff, and tomorrow it's like, you know, a business, and tomorrow it's booming.
Right.
They're influencers. Well, influencers are now saying it is such a major difference in an administration like the Obama administration, where people they just seem to be at peace, and everybody just seemed to be cohabitating, versus now it seems like the country is it's just devised, and it's so much division, it's divisive.
And that's what, and I think that's what shows like this are about. This is why it is so important to have the voice of the community. And I'm not just talking about our voice on the air, but I'm talking about that community voice, that people, you know, to give people the opportunity to talk about, you know, how they see things, because I believe there's a lot of information that will come through this radio just through, I call them the stars of our show. And that's the people who call in and let us know what's happening, not only in their lives. And sometimes what people talk about is not necessarily what you believe personally, but I don't care. I mean, you know, people are not going to get just downright rude or anything. But we need to have different opinions. We need to have different concepts of thought coming in, because if you don't have it, you're not going to ever change anything in our world. Right. You be careful. I felt a message coming. But you had something else that was going on.
Speaking of the influencers, speaking of those influencers, I'm going to tell you something once we come back, but they're talking about the way that we look at the celebrities.
The way we're looking at celebrities.
The way that we're looking at celebrities.
Oh, that's going to be...
And something I got at a restaurant that will shock most of the listeners.
In other words, the name starts with an R.
It starts with an R.
And the last name is a K. You're going to bring that up?
I think so.
You might get in trouble for that. Anyway, listen, I'm Ed Montgomery, and you're right here listening to KTSU 90.9 FM, your community station, and we're going to be right back. We'll stay online, because we're not going to go anywhere on Facebook. See you on the other side of the space. Now, you do know they can still hear us.
Mother wants you to change your glasses to your glasses.
Oh!
She looking dead at you.
I forgot.
And you know what? Doc? You were talking and you had your hand. I wanted to move. I'm like, move your elbow, move your hand. You cover your face.
Was I was covering my face?
I got to put the disclaimer in, because we finna get live.
Yeah.
Let me put that disclaimer in.
Right here.
Yeah.
Now, see, they can see us, so that means, you know, they know my wife called me and told me, change your glasses.
Can they hear that?
They might not be able to hear, but they can see I'm doing it.
Change those glasses.
Yeah,
okay.
They can see you doing that.
I've changed my glasses. Okay. I forgot. I'm so sorry. I forgot. Okay, I got my right glasses on.
I'll get a thank you in a minute. I guess after the Kelly thing, we'll go into what people are talking about. Closure. The closure.
The Kelly thing. Okay.
The R. Kelly with the Robert versus R.
Yeah.
And what is proper closure is what people are asking. People are wanting closure going into this new year, and they're saying, well, how do I get closure? What is closure? And nobody can tell people what closure is. Nobody knows what it is.
I would have thought, you know, that was not a bad phone call on cannabis. We were talking about John Boehner.
It wasn't.
Because I would have never known that people are buying penny stocks.
I didn't know that either.
On cannabis.
She said she made a few thousand.
I bet
what did she say, 4 cents?
Yeah, they're penny stocks, so I bet you, I wouldn't doubt it, you know, if you got a lot of people buying it, they probably won't know how you do that.
I do too.
Welcome back, I'm Ed Montgomery, you're listening to The Shift, and remember that you can't solve the problem unless you change the mindset that created the problem in the first place. So we were talking, when we left off, Jalen, and by the way, I changed.
That's the beauty of going live.
You know, I forgot.
And your wife wants to make sure Her husband looks good.
I'm like, oh, she said, if you don't change, then glad. I forgot. Honestly, I don't really want to admit it, but I was trying to sit there saying, it sure is kind of dark. All right, Jalen, we're raising you right over there.
There we go. I'm here.
What's going on?
So, as you know, we've been talking about influencers, and we've been talking about the way that they, influence us.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people are talking about the way celebrities influence us. So I was at a restaurant yesterday for brunch with friends. After church, I did go to church first.
Well, that's nice to hear.
After church, we went to this restaurant, and they were playing music, and I really wasn't paying attention to the music. I was more, into the conversation we were having. Well, one of my friends pointed out that they were playing the music of R. Kelly.
Okay.
And 20 minutes later, he pointed out there's another R. Kelly song, and they kept playing it on this loop, different songs, but he was on a loop. And so when the waitress came to the table, my friend said, how do you feel about R. Kelly? Are you, do you still support him? And she said, oh, I love his music, da-da-da. She kept saying, about the music. And he said, well, what do you feel about him? She said, I like R. Kelly. R. Kelly and Robert are two different people.
What?
She said R. Kelly and Robert so R. Kelly, the persona, and the personality is different from Robert, the person, and what he does in his private life. So we sat there and we were thinking, wow. And so, we started thinking like, okay, so Bill Cosby, Cliff Huxtable. Okay, so we started kind of trying to break down.
Trying to separate these people from their...
Right. And even though Beyonce hasn't done anything that has, negative connotations around it, but she has, Sasha Fierce versus Beyonce. Sasha Fierce isn't...
Well, there was people had little uproars, when she, when she left. I call it the Destiny Image.
Right.
Not Destiny's Child. Destiny Image. Destiny's Child. Destiny's Child persona. When you're dealing with the younger girls and the younger generation, and she moved into that woman, into that adult woman, and of course, words of music change.
Right.
And so some people, of course, had oh my goodness, did you hear what Beyonce said? And so that was a shift. That was a change. Is there a difference? Boy, our listeners going to love this one. Is there a difference between the icon or the brand name and the person that they really are?
What did Charles Barkley once say?
What was it? I'm not your role model or something.
And he didn't want to be a role model, something like that.
And at that particular time,
he wasn't.
You didn't want Charles to be your role model. And we love Charles, but you didn't want Charles to be your kid's role model.
Right.
But we all look up to celebrities. We look up to, and whether you like it or not, you're living in a country that that sees celebrities in a totally different light.
Right.
And but what are they looking at? Are they looking at a brand that has been built? Are they looking at an image that's been that someone spinned or spun to make them look like what they want them to look like? Sometimes you hear about when somebody does something in the press. Sometimes a celebrity may do something that we don't like.
Right.
And they know we don't like it, but it gets their name back out there. Then they turn around and say, I'm sorry. And then America loves you again. So we have this love-hate relationship, I guess, with celebrities here and there. So,
well, with R. Kelly, they're trying to do what they did with Bill Cosby, and they pulled all of the Cosby Show off of the air. Now they're trying to pull all of R. Kelly's music. And those are songs like "I Look to You" with Whitney Houston, and I believe.
Oh, so they're not just pulling the songs that he sung. You're saying they pulled the songs that he wrote.
Songs that he's written and collaborated. Lady Gaga pulled.
That's I Believe I Can Fly. That's
and these people are apologizing for collaborating with him, and I'm like, okay, did you collaborate with? What are you apologizing for?
Well, they didn't.
I'm confused.
People didn't know, and I think this is going to be something that we're going to be discussing for a long time, because you're talking about America. You're talking about what is the consciousness of America? What is the conscience of America? How do we think? How is it that some people go through, or some celebrities go through, hey, you guys did a horrible job. We're pulling everything that you have. But then some celebrities get away scot-free.
Right.
And we never call that, I should generally say call it in the judgment, but call them into accountability about certain things. One of the questions is, do you erase everything? How far back do you go when you deal with artists, when something takes place? How far back do you go? To the first record they ever created and totally erase it? And how easy is it going to be to erase something in the generation that we're living in right now? You're talking about downloads and all that. How can you?
Yeah.
People got stuff stashed up on their phones and things of that. So how do you erase all that?
Well, somebody pointed out, you didn't hear people talking about pulling Elvis Presley's music with, the things you heard centered around him. But when it comes to our black artists, immediately, it's our black celebrities and personalities, you begin immediately pulling things off the shelf for them. So,
and that's something, but see, that's America has a different conscience now.
Right.
Back during that particular time, when Elvis was, at his height, you didn't hear a lot of people knew things, but information didn't get around as fast as it does now. Are we looking at ourselves when we deal with a celebrity? Are we looking at ourselves or what we want to be when we deal with a celebrity? It just ticks some of us off that this is something that could possibly happen even to myself later on down the line if you'll keep your nose clean.
And the Me Too movement has made it a lot different as well.
Well, I think there are movements. I mean, whether it was civil rights, every movement. What was the recently movement with Black Lives Matter? Every movement, I believe, carries some type of consciousness, whether or not people get their hands on it and they capitalize on it or make it lucrative or whatever. I believe all of them have some consciousness there to it that calls us to accountability. And hey, anything that makes us think and rethink how we feel about life is good for us.
Why are you talking about rethinking? So a lot of Americans right now, and it's trending, a lot of Americans are thinking differently about money. We think we go to work, we're going to get a paycheck, and that paycheck is going to secure whatever bills that we have made for ourselves.
You're talking about this last government shutdown.
So this shutdown has really shown a lot of people that money is not money until you actually have it or don't have it. And so people were going to jobs not knowing when they would, to see TSA workers crying because they didn't have money to buy food for their children. It was an awakening. And I read a study that said the average American does not have $1,000 in their savings.
No, they don't.
$1,000 in their savings.
Money-wise, if you just began to put 10% of what you make away in 20 years, and after that point, just stop doing anything and let compound interest just continue to do, you would have enough to be able to retire on. But now we look back and say, I wish I had done that 20 years ago. I think everybody does that, at some time. But you're absolutely right. And it's because we have not been educated about what money really is. Money is not just about currency, it's about philosophy, psychology, and even spirituality to a certain extent, and education.
Well, they say millennials are making more money now than ever. Millennials are coming out of school making $70,000, $80,000, but still don't have that $1,000. Living in the now is their attitude. Live for now, go out, party, enjoy it, and then I'll deal with the back end later.
Are you kidding?
No, he's right. I just and my daughters are millennials, and I just look at them and go like this: wow, nice to have money. That's all I can say. It's nice to have money.
Right.
You can do what you want when you want, and you just live in life.
Gucci belts,
as they
Gucci
say,
shades,
living my best life, because
they
don't go on little trips like we used to go on back in the day.
No. Like go to Lake Charles or something like that. No. Where they go?
Dubai, the Caribbean. Dubai is a big one. Dubai.
Yes.
I heard that Dubai. Please, somebody tell me.
It's on my bucket list.
Okay. Why? Listen, this is a personal one for me. I've never been there. This is a person. I've never been there, not because I just never had the desire, but I want to know what's in Dubai. No one will tell me. What's in Dubai?
A lot of wealth. And just to see
I think that's
the
what it
cleanliness
is.
of the country as well, I think.
It's just a lot, and it is a lot of
A
wealth.
lot of wealth.
I think
A lot
that's
of wealth.
yeah.
Nurses
The
are now
best
going
of the
there.
best.
Nurses are going there.
Okay,
getting
a lot of
paid
wealth
tax-free.
where? Is it like money on the street or something? Or
Shopping,
Shopping.
cars. The way
what do you mean? Is it cheaper?
I
don't
don't
think that
I
it's
don't know if it's cheaper, but the food that you eat, the
Is it
nightclubs
cheaper?
that you go into.
Is it cheaper?
I don't know.
I don't
I've
think
never
it's
been. I
cheaper.
don't know.
So why, if it's wealth there, what is the purpose of Dubai? I mean, if it costs more.
It's like one of those trips. Everyone wants to go to Africa,
Okay.
Egypt, Dubai, and being in aviation.
I understand
I wanna
Egypt
go in
because
all
you got the
those.
pyramids there. I understand history. I understand all those kind of things. I was trying to figure out what is it in Dubai that makes people want to go.
I think it's the wealth and the beauty of the city and the skyline and the skyscrapers and
But then again,
Is that
you
where
also,
that's where that tall building is?
yes, it is.
right.
And you also have to understand people are trender. If it's trending
It's trending. Yeah.
and it's trending heavy, then that's the new thing.
Then
That's the
that's
new
where you
place. Yes.
Someone has text that monkeys walk around the street in Dubai. I don't.
What?
They say monkeys, animals, like animals, I guess, walk around in the
Monkeys
street
walk around the street in Dubai.
in Dubai. I didn't know that.
But what if you're scared of monkeys? Then what you gonna do?
Well, don't go to Dubai.
Oh, I guess not. Well, I won't be there.
Well, I'm scared of pigeons as well. but
Me
I
too.
still walk-
I thought it
You
was
still
just
want to
me.
go wrong, right?
well, New York too. You know, pigeons are everywhere in New York.
Don't tell me you have a pigeon phobia.
They're just creepy.
You know what? Jalen and I can agree on that 100%. I feel.
I'm not going in. I'm not even going into the pigeon phobias.
But it's the truth.
Okay, but you answered my question about Dubai. The monkeys are there. I mean, it's just something to see, and I understand that.
And we have a caller.
Hello, caller. You're on the air.
Hi, my name is Michael.
Hi, Michael.
This is the new movie.
Okay.
I mean, back in the day, people in places when they thought they had a lie.
Okay. Okay.
So much fun they think they have a lie.
Uh-huh.
It's the new movie.
Okay.
And people do not understand. Okay, you went there. Okay, you saw it. So what does that make you? Does that make you excited? Or not? Is that over excited? Okay, you keep that. But otherwise, I mean, I look at this, but I watch the thing about Dubai and everything.
Right.
Ain't no man in the world. I can go there. Gonna go there. So, then the money, oh, I look at Dubai.
See, I'm wondering, are people are they going there to invest money there? Is it,
Now, they do that, and ego.
okay.
The ego trip.
Okay.
Like, you know, I looked at one brochure for this travel,
Mhm.
and this company talked about, travel to Dubai. And I jumped up and said, it's just one of the status things.
Okay.
But I don't need to status things. I know what I will ride, and I know what I can do some shit with. Because by the time you got all the money you spent, you say, I went to Dubai,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be mad as hell. And ask them when they're going to go back to Dubai. And say, I already been there. They'll say, no, I'm going to
Yeah.
They say, hell no.
No more Dubai. Thank you so much for helping me to clear that up. I really appreciate it.
Okay.
Okay. Bye-bye. Well, we know now. Is there another call on that?
No, we're good. I don't know, but it is proven that when you see that there are more, there's more to the world than just America, because they say Americans are in a box, and they say we think that the world should see the way we see and do the way that we do, but they say if you go out and you see other countries, you become more of a humanitarian.
I believe everybody, should travel. You have to get, okay, you fly. So, of course, you meet people from other countries. You
Right,
see people.
right.
You're always traveling. And if you don't get a world perspective,
Mm-hmm.
you will always keep yourself in that same little box, that little mental box that you're in, and you won't see life differently.
Something that I learned, and this is really
crazy that I learned this, like, being in the air. We, as Americans, like ice in our drinks. Every other culture will often say, I don't want ice, no ice.
Right.
And I'm like, well, why don't you want ice? And they say, because ice is like a status symbol of you arriving. Ice is like...
Oh, really?
Yes, it's like...
That's what ice is.
Ice is like very wealthy people in other countries have ice.
So it's not just that you like things cold.
It's not that you just like things cold.
It's
ice, right? So a lot of people will say no ice.
I don't believe that.
I'm telling you, I asked someone. I was like, okay, I need to know this. Because I like to know little things.
I know you like to know trending things, but I've never heard that one. I thought people just like...
No, it's like a
they didn't
status.
like ice because they didn't like things cold.
Now we do it. We'll do it to be cute. Like, no ice, But they actually do it for a reason. It's like I don't know.
No, I don't know where this conversation is. Anyway, we do know we were talking about that shutdown. We were talking about money, but we were also talking about incomes. Where do we get making extra income? Where do we make more money? Because evidently we're starting to find out we just can't depend on that one paycheck. That one paycheck that we have, that we work 9 to 5 for, is not going to create wealth.
And Social Security may not be around for millennials when the time comes.
Well, they told a lot of people Social Security wasn't going to be around 20, 30 days ago. So, 30 years ago. So a lot of people got out of it and they shouldn't have. Anyway, we got a caller.
Caller.
Hello, caller. You're on the air. What's on your mind?
Hello.
Hello. Yes, sir. I can hear you.
Yes, my name is Brandon, and I had the opportunity to Dubai when I was in the military in late 1997. And the thing that struck me the most about Dubai is that it seemed like on every corner it was like a downtown swap meet where they had 18-karat gold just sitting out for you to look at and try on, and there was no police presence or anything like that, because you'll come over there.
Oh yeah, you. Yeah.
but the people were, to me, they were more modernized, like here in the United States. And what was told to me is that the reason people stay in Dubai is because their families receive a certain amount of money.
From oil, right?
Right.
Okay.
They stay in the country and themselves. And that's what I see them that they were doing. So they got this big resort out there that's shaped like a tree.
Oh, really?
I mean, it's out in the middle of the water. Yeah, it's like a tree with branches
right.
Going in different directions.
Well, now we know a little bit more about Dubai, don't we? Listen, thank you so much. I appreciate it, Brandon.
Thank you for the talk.
All right, bye-bye.
The crime is literally no crime there. Well, as he was saying, there's no crime. To commit a crime in Middle Eastern countries, yeah, I mean, it's an entirely different situation.
Just 18-karat gold just sitting around.
That's crazy. So what did you think about the government shutdown and how long it lasted?
This was one of the toughest ones. It's about what it did to people. One of the needs, and it's when we talk about money, one of the concepts of money is that you need one of the greatest needs of human beings is the need for certainty. We want to know that something is going to happen at this time and at that time. So when we get paid, we want to know that I'm going to get paid on this particular day at this particular time, that my check is going to be ready. And people plan on things of that sort. So that's certainty. But when uncertainty comes, that's when the problem hits. So anyway, we got somebody online. I shouldn't say online. Well, we could have somebody online. But on the phone. Hello, caller. You're on the air. You're on live. What's on your mind?
I'm so sorry. I was calling before you guys talked about the shutdown.
Okay.
I did just want to share a little bit of information.
Sure.
About the ice. This is just my point of view of it from my experience, people I know. three things with ice. One, we say no a lot of times because of there may be mold or there may be an ice flood. Secondly, when you drink ice from a glass, the ice from your teeth, the ice damages the cells in your teeth. That's another important reason why going forward in the future, you guys to a restaurant, you want to try to avoid getting ice because it's damaging our teeth. And that's all I have. It was another one about the ice. It was just stuff about the ice.
Okay, was there another? You got me concerned. You got me curious about that third one. What was? I bet you.
I'll Google it.
Man, I'm trying to think, but I can't because I haven't listened to the Trump stuff.
Listen, but thank you for calling me.
I go to KTSU and I'm a public affairs major. I love to, to get on the radio and I can enjoy a little jazz. And then in the commercial break, we can touch on such, major topics.
That sounds great to me. Listen, thank you so much for calling. I appreciate it.
All right, Tiger. Thank you.
Bye bye. I bet you know what that third is.
I was thinking about the sensitivity of ice on your teeth.
I thought about that too. Yeah, that's another reason.
And we have another caller.
Hello, caller. You're on the air. What's on your mind? Hello. Did we lose him?
I don't think so. Okay.
We've got to realize. Also, those of you that are online, KTSU radio.com, or if you're on Facebook, that's the website. But if you're on Facebook, KTSU 90.9 on Facebook, listen, you can talk to us, and we've got somebody reading your comments and looking at what you're saying. So we'll certainly talk about what you have to talk about.
And we have another caller.
Hello, caller. You're on the air. You're live. What's on your mind?
Hi, my name is Paula. Can you hear me?
Yes, Paula. I got you loud and clear. What's on your mind?
Thank you so much. So, I have a couple of things I want to talk about. The first thing is about Dubai. I just left Dubai, and it was an amazing experience.
What did you see? What was it?
I'm sorry?
What was it? What did you see there? What got your attention?
Well, let me just tell you this. It was the most rewarding experience for me on the spiritual level,
Okay.
on a knowledgeable level, and as a female, looking into Muslim a little bit more deeper.
Okay.
So my first experience was that we had a dream, the sheik had a dream, 1950s. He had a dream that he wanted to build this vast land for his people on El Desert. So that dream came into fruition in the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, and now it's just incredible how they just built that land and make it the modern city of the world. To experience it, I would say anyone and everyone should experience it. Because not only do you see different religions all together in one area, they are acceptance of all religions.
Okay, Paul, I'm going to break in here because I want to ask you a question because you just mentioned about different religions, kind of all together. How did that make you feel to see various religions talking to each other on different levels?
It was amazing.
Okay.
Let me say this. Prior to the trip, of course, we had itinerary and negotiating and all of the things that students could not do.
Okay.
Because we were also going to Abu Dhabi as part of the tour. But the thing that struck me as so unique was when I went to the Dubai Mall, every store they had in there decorated in pictures. If you went around the river,
Okay.
it was pottery barns, and they had Christmas decorations. But I was like, oh my goodness, they have this. So my thing is, we as a nation need to understand that not everybody is about just focusing on one religion or one thing.
Okay.
There are countries that accept all religions. All they ask is that you respect theirs.
That you respect
And
theirs.
that's the one says that you respect theirs. That when you are in a certain area, it is required that you have to cover your head.
You cover your
I
head.
mean, that's just like if we are here in the United States and the speed limit, and if we go over the speed limit, then we're susceptible subjects now, right? So that's the same thing that you could go in there. But the one thing that really struck me was how the immigrants take care of their
Okay, now I'm gonna have to let you go there on that right there, Paula, because I got another caller right behind you. But listen, thank you so much for calling, and we want to talk a little bit more about what she was talking about, covering your head and the Christmas decorations and all. But listen, Paula, thank you so much for calling. I appreciate it. All right, go ahead.
Caller, are you there?
Hello, caller. You're on the air. No. Okay.
Are you there, caller?
They'll call back. Call me back.
Well, she said.
Did you see the Christmas decoration? What she was talking about is folk there to make some money, and if Americans, need Christmas decorations, spend their money. They don't care what religion it is.
That's right. They're
gonna put up a tree and some lights, and they're gonna say, "America's, hey, buy your Christmas gifts while you're here." So, but see, this comes from learning to respect people on various levels of religion. And at the highest points of religion, you'd be surprised how similar everything is. Listen, make sure you can reach me at edmontgomery.net. You can also reach us on KTSU 90.9 on Facebook Live. And you can also reach us anywhere. I talk past my music. I see you on the other side of this break.
On your number one source for jazz. So what she was saying, a lot of people see Muslims as extremists.
Hello, KTSU.
A lot of people, when they hear Muslims, they immediately think extremists, and everybody's not an extremist.
We have break. Hold on, and we'll come right to you.
And then it goes back to that thing now where they say, are Americans too sensitive now? Everything is shaming. When kids were in high school, one of the things that was trending, when kids were in high school in the 90s and 80s, everybody was teased about something, whether you're buck tooth, something, overweight, something you were teased about. Now kids commit suicide over being shamed. And these kids, they're saying kids are becoming just too sensitive about everything. And where did this sensitivity in America come from?
Come on, y'all.
Right.
Join in on the conversation. Call 713-313-4354.
Hello, Facebook.
That's 713
How y'all doing?
313-4354.
We're back with the shift. We were on break. We were talking about something. I don't know if Facebook, they can see us. I don't know if they can hear us. But we were talking about one thing, that we're living in a country right now, and this may not be a bad topic for us to go into, is that on shaming. And there was a time that, kids talked about kids in school, and the kids were run home crying. Now you're dealing with suicide. You're dealing with a sensitivity now that's really heightened. And it's not just that, but it's also even in religion. In America, you have a religious group backing political groups, and we're wondering how in the world did that get mixed up in there. What are they saying? Are they saying that we're just too sensitive, or
they're saying the sensitivity? Where did all of the sensitivity come from? She was talking about the different religions in one room. A lot of Americans, when they think of Muslims, they immediately think Muslim extremist. Extremists are not the religion of Muslim, and so she was saying that, and that is very important that people know that.
Christian extremists,
right? Extremists come in all forms.
There's extremists in every religion.
Exactly. And so they're saying, America's just sensitive. Why are kids so sensitive? Is it the internet making everyone so sensitive because now they're body conscious and now they're, everything. Whereas when we were in school, you call kids buck tooth, and you just talked about, it was just like, you were learning to build yourself up to take things. Now these kids can't take
things. Is it because our children, and I'm just speculating here, and I don't have the time really to do this kind of speculation, but is it because our kids are so alone with that internet? The internet gives them the opportunity, whether it's Twitter or social media, gives them the opportunity to listen to all of these points of views. Anybody can just get in there and talk to our kids, and there's no other voice, counteracting that. Anyway, I got a live caller. Hello, caller, you're on the air. What's on your mind?
Yes, how you doing?
I'm doing excellent.
That's good. Great show, as always.
Thank you so much.
Okay, you're talking about the bar. I don't care too much to go there anyway, but talk about the shutdown, how it affected people.
Yes.
They were all paid for 2 checks, and they were hurting.
Wow.
You know, and that's what got me about it. You know, so we're not so ready to save. You know, not most people don't have $1,000 to save. I'm fortunate enough to be retired now, and my wife still works. My kids, you know, I sent 3 kids through college. We spent money. We made money to spend. You know, and it's harder to save for those who got them. We have my wife and travel. We have a house. We leave our kids and have a house and whatever we have left to leave them. And I just say that to say the effect we had on out of a check for 2 weeks. You know, 2 checks and you destroy your whole life.
Wow. Listen, thank you for the insight. I'm going to go up. Caller, you on the air.
We just lost them.
We just lost. No, he was talking about that. He was talking about that. About having a check somewhere placed in saves. In other words, in case something happens with it for a whole month or something, to be able to have something where you can live on, in case anything like that happens.
Yes. A lot of people don't have that. That's why their cars break down and they have to literally stop and find alternate.
Life does happen, which is why it's going to be so important for us to do a show talking about that extra income. Putting some more money out there. Extra income.
Can we have that next week?
That would be. No, I was thinking about the same thing. I was thinking about saying we need to talk about that next week.
Thank you.
She started it off talking about extra penny stocks, and the stock market is not going to help you because the stock market is now, for this last year, just dropped.
I know.
From where when it was under President Obama. So it's just dropped. You can't depend on the stock market because the fees that we pay, the investors are so high. If you start really looking at it, you start losing the money that you thought you gained. There are other ways that we have to talk about it. And I know we got some people out there that know this stuff backwards forwards.
I talked to my money manager on my 401k, and I learned a lot during the time when that I needed to put my money in less riskier things like bonds. I didn't know that bonds are less riskier than stocks.
All right, be careful now because you're getting out giving financial information out there.
I'm not an expert on that.
No,
but
none of us are.
I moved mine to bonds. We have a caller.
Hello, caller. You're on the air. What's on your mind at this last moment?
Well, I just had a quick little thought.
Sure.
You think that millennials are into something? Their whole philosophy is like live for today. I know several people within the last year. They were 60, 62, and 65. And they all passed away. We're at the retirement age, and they didn't get a chance to benefit from it. So do you think that they may be on to something about live for today?
Well, I understand that. That is until you get 62, 65, and 67, and you're still alive. And there's nothing to live with. So that's something to think about also. In other words, the quality of life, because now you're not working, so the quality of life is on you. So we got to think about that. And then even if you have money after you reach those ages and you pass away and go to the next level of transition, then the millennials can say, well, at least mom and dad left me something. Then they can live for the day.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for calling in. Wow. Listen, ladies and gentlemen. If there's anything that I believe that we need, and it's the ability to have good friends and good conversation, just like we've been sitting and having good conversation, so we can get different viewpoints on so many different things. We've talked about Dubai, we've talked about the shutdown, we talked about cannabis, we've talked about everything on this particular show, and it's lifted, I believe, our consciousness just a little bit higher. But also it's given us the ability to have good friends and to realize that we're not out here alone. Listen, you are not out here alone. We may not know each other personally, but you're not alone. Thank you so much for listening. You can reach me at edmontgomery.net. You can also text us. You can also leave messages because this show is going to still be on Facebook at KTSU 90.9. But join us next week. We are going to get into something that's going to be fantastic. Keep your head up. Keep dancing. Keep your dancing shoes on. You're loved by somebody, and I will talk to you next week. Bye-bye.
I love it.
Is that Diana Ross?
It's Marvin and
Marvin
Terry.
and Terry.
Oh, okay.
You don't know Marvin.
I don't know.
You're too young to know that Marvin and Terry.
But didn't Diana Ross do that song too?
See, we're still on Facebook.
I just
You did it? Oh, I was gonna give him a dance.
KTSU.
Yes, I'm trying to get in on the talk show. If there's any minutes left.
No, darling, you can join him again next Monday at 12 noon.
Okay, thank you. Is the program manager in
That
I
was
can speak?
yes.
Speak with?
That's me. How can I help you?
Yes, ma'am. My name is Charlie Burton, and I'm a professional songwriter. And you all was the first radio station that ever played a song that I wrote for Mighty Cloud of George, Jesus Kind of Man.
Wow.
And I'm talking about, I was overwhelmed when I heard the song played over the radio. I had never heard a song I ever written. And Raphael Sadiq with Tony, and Jonas had produced that album at the revival. And I was just wondering, is it possible that, I